and nuns and noticed two women holding back their herds. He asked them, "What is the matter?" He replied to them, "We cannot water our animals until the other shepherds are done, and our father is an old man." Okay, so he watered the herds. The true Jewish shady place said, "My Lord, I am truly depressed, need of whatever provision you have in store." Okay. How far am I reading?
Until verse 29.
Okay. All right. Then one of the two women came to him, the story said, "My father is inviting you. He may reward you for watering our animals." When Moses came up to him and told him this wild story, he said, "Have no fear. You are now safe from the wrongdoing people." Okay. One of the two daughters suggested, "Oh, my dear father, hire him, a strong, trustworthy person. You find him best to hire." Okay. The man proposed, "I wish to marry one of these two daughters of mine to you, provided that you stay in the service for 8 years. If you complete 10, it will be a favor for you, but I do not wish to make it difficult for you." All willing, man. Okay. Moses responded, "Then it's settled between you and I, whatever terms." No further objection. When Moses had completed the terms and was traveled with his family, he spotted fire on the side of the mountain. He and his family, "I've spotted a fire. Maybe I can bring you something."
That's it. 29 is the last one. Anything you find interesting?
He called the brush
29, that's it.
sacred ground.
It's a burning bush. What did you find interesting in the story? Unusual? Which did Moses...
All worlds. Interesting.
What did you find is interesting in the story? Suspicious?
I find the fire thing to be interesting.
Fire? No, before fire. What father said to Moses of these two daughters? The Quran is very interesting. He's talking about two daughters, like it's very important for the Quran, for whatever reason.
For 8 years and complete 10 years.
So he offered him two terms.
I don't understand that.
I have to think. Where's in the Bible you have similar story?
Jacob.
Exactly. You find a blunder in the Quran. Congratulations. Muhammad messed up story of Jacob and attributed into the Moses. Two different stories, 220 years apart, in different places. And that's Quran. How many Muslims know about it? Almost nobody.
Probably nobody.
How many Christians knows about it?
Well, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't look here.
Exactly.
But
So,
that makes sense.
My goal is basically to show them Genesis 29, of story of Jacob, when he married one of two daughters, and he was serving 7 and then 7 years, 2 terms, and after he fulfilled the terms, and after Rachel gave birth to Joseph, he said, "Laban, let me go to my land. I want to go." It's exactly one of the verse 29 of the Quran said, after fulfilling the term, Moses went with his family. Like he is eager to go to Egypt. He was not eager to go to Egypt in the Torah, but Jacob was. Jacob was. He wants to go. He was fighting with Laban to go. He ran away at the end from Laban because Laban doesn't want him to leave. It's not Moses, it's Jacob. But story of Jacob miraculously went into the story of in Quran. That's end of Islam. I call it the end of Islam. End game of Islam. Surah 249 to 251.
When Saul marched his army, he cautioned Allah, I will test you with a river. A river, okay. So whoever drinks his fill from it, not with meat and whoever does taste it except a sip from the... They all drank, they filled, except a few, when the remaining faithful crossed the river, and they said, now that we march for Goliath and his warriors. But those believers who were certain that they would meet, Allah responded, how many times have a small force been vanquished? Oh, I think I know where this is going. When they advanced to face Goliath and his warriors, our God show us with perseverance, make our steps firm before him, victory. So they defeated them by Allah's will. David killed Goliath.
That's it. So we have David killed Goliath when Saul was marching with the forces. Tell me, did Saul brought army to the river and asked him to drink?
It feels a lot like, what's that guy? Gideon. It feels like the story of Gideon.
It is.
Because
it's another confusion in the Quran.
There's no David versus Goliath, but it's that story of the people that lapped up the... Yeah, it's got the same feel to it.
It is. It's Judges chapter 7.
Yeah, as soon as he said river and then like have their fill and all that, I'm like, oh, I know this parallel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that became very obvious very
That's
quick.
another mixed up story. There were two mixed up stories in the Quran. This is the second one. Muhammad was a kind of guy.
Interesting.
Interesting guy.
Interesting.